Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite pirate crew. Today we're going to see about Rayleigh's bounty. If you would like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. Without a doubt, one of the most hyped things to see at the end of each arc of One Piece, not only among us, the fans who follow everything that happens throughout time, but also among the characters who practically argue with each other about it, is about the bounties for each pirate. Watching the numbers in berries rise absurdly high after each arc and combat is simply one of the most interesting things to see. Not only because the pirates are happy to see their bounties increase absurdly, but also because it causes great repercussions all throughout the world. One might even wonder what the bounty for the Straw Hats will be after the fall of 2 Yonkos. That is, if Luffy himself doesn't become one after the end of Wano. But anyway, the current arc of One Piece is not exactly the subject of today's video. In fact, we're going to discuss a bit about bounties and about a rather important figure in this universe, but who, so far, we have no sign of what the bounty would be for his person. Silver's Rayleigh, the former first mate of Roger's pirates, also known as the right arm of the Pirate King. Alright, first of all, let's recall a little bit about the bounties. A bounty is a government-issued payment placed on an individual and awarded to anyone who can apprehend or kill that person. Usually, a bounty is issued by a government official or the Marine itself. The idea is to try to get others to help capture the criminal so that he can be tried as quickly as possible. Bounty hunters make their career by seeking out and capturing these types of people. Bounties are issued with a dead or alive warning, meaning the bounty will be paid as long as the threat is eliminated accordingly. Bodoke Works agents state that bounties are generally only paid in full if the criminal is captured alive. Otherwise, up to 30% of the amount of the bounty money can be deducted, as no public execution can be carried out. The amount of a bounty is determined according to the perceived threat level of the criminal or pirate in question. The greater the threat to the world, the higher the bounty. In the eyes of a pirate, high bounties are generally seen as a sign of strength. After all, once a bounty has been awarded, it means that the world government, as well as the Marines, recognize the threat level of the person who it is awarded to. Luffy showed great happiness when he saw his first bounty, and then Sanji showed his equal disappointment when his own poster looked nothing like him, which made no one able to correctly identify him, this one being all drawn. Not a universal thing. However, Kuro and Nami represented their bounties for the unwanted attention it brought them. A bounty over 100 million shows that the person who was awarded the bounty has committed wrongdoing of catastrophic degrees. Earning a large bounty in a quick time also gives the pirate notorious attention and a global reputation. After earning a bounty of 80 million in a single campaign, the world government offered Boa Hancock a position in the Shichibukai. Blackbeard believed that he could become a member of the Shichibukai if he defeated Monkey D. Luffy, whose bounty increased from 30 million to 100 million after the defeat of Bodoke Works and its leader Crocodile. Blackbeard would resolve to achieve his goal by capturing Portugas D. Ace in the battle between them, in which Blackbeard emerged victorious. Engaging in activities considered criminal by the world government or associating with groups dedicated to its opposition is enough to justify significant bounties, even if the criminal is not powerful himself. In particular, any direct opposition to the world government, no matter the reason, is treated as a serious offense, and bounties are issued according to the severity. The bounty can be increased for various reasons. Here, I got some examples for you. Threat from a person's certain combat skills. More experienced bounty hunters volunteering to capture an individual or group. Amount of criminal acts. Inspiring criminal acts when they provoke or incite others to act in a criminal manner. Occasionally, a designated amount of a bounty may increase if the criminal in question has committed crimes of considerable magnitude that go far beyond the crimes committed beforehand, as was the case with Luffy. Since Marines can only issue bounties based on their knowledge of the criminal in question, a bounty may not necessarily reflect a person's true threat. Chopper was mistaken for a mere pet, and the Marine issued a mere bounty of 50 berries, since the Marines did not know that he was responsible for defeating Commodore of CP9. Luffy's bounty would undoubtedly be much larger if his defeat of Gakumora had not been kept a secret by the government. Arlong, despite being a Grand Line pirate, pirate, had a much lower bounty than his overall threat level to East Blue, as he bribed the corrupt marine like Nezumi in order to keep his activities secret. In some cases, due to lack of communication or undeclared information, the bounty may end up being much higher or lower than the criminal deserves for his actions. Regardless of the discrepancies, bounties are still treated as a way of determining a person's average threat level, being a facet of society that can be easily compared. Bellamy indicates that pirates have tried to make counterfeit bounty posters in order to become more intimidating, but this scheme usually falls short in short order. He assumed Luffy's, whose goofy portrait failed to match his 100 million bounty, but he learned the hard way that Luffy was on that level. The largest accounts ever revealed are 1 billion, belonging to Jack, who is a notorious pirate in the New World, and is also the right-hand man of Kaido, one of the Yonkos. There was also a 550 million that belonged to Portugas de Ace before his death, who was one of the most notorious pirates in the New World, the second in command of Whitebeard's Pirates Division, and the son of the infamous King of Pirates, Goldie Roger. While the Shichibukai are also important pirates of the world, some of their former bounties are not exactly great. However, we must remember that their former bounties do not pose the threat that they might have achieved when they were still active pirates. We should also remember that bounties, once issued, are usually only diminished when the criminal is captured, killed, or is known to have otherwise died. A change in lifestyle will not affect a bounty. In addition to death or capture, bounties can be revoked if the criminal can prove to be an asset to either the Marines or the world government. Now this is the case with the Shichibukai, who are considered allies of the world government and have their bounties disabled. With this, they are allowed to remain criminals on a conditional basis. While several Impel Down prisoners have no specific value, Impel Down orders its bounty prisoners over its head. Levels 3 and 5 require bounties of 50 million and 100 million, respectively, and the values required for the other levels have not yet been revealed. It's really not known if level 1 has a minimum value, although Buggy commented that all the level 2 prisoners who escape with him maintain a bounty greater than his own, 15 million berries. Level 6 seems to use special requirements. Strangely, Mr. 2 is an exception to this rule, having been imprisoned at level 3 with a bounty of only 32 million. As such, the values may only be recommendations, and the effort taken to catch the criminals may be a factor in where they are placed, but it does not affect their bounty, since the Marines see no need to change it now that they have been arrested. Marines also give criminals, especially pirates, nicknames with the bounty poster that either describes what they look like Cyborg Frankie, what their powers/abilities are, like Sanji, Black Leg, or King of the Snipers, Soj King, or what they do, like Cat Thief Nami, or Pirate Hunter Zoro. And sometimes it's just the person's most common nickname. Luffy was called Straw Hat before the first bounty was issued. The case we're talking about in question is that of Silver's Rayleigh, also known as the Dark King, the one who was Goldie Roger's first mate in the past. This super mysterious man is one of the only people who know about the true history of the Lost Century, and is, despite all the crimes he's committed, someone with clearly high bounty. After all, when he fought Kizaru, he told them that if he was to get rid of his wanted poster, he could go into a quiet retirement. This means that in addition to his bounty being high, it's still active, although the amount has not been revealed. According to everything we reviewed here, and considering some information such as the factor that Roger had the highest bounty in One Piece so far, 5.5 billion, his son with 550 million just for having his name revealed as the son of the King of Pirates, we can easily say that Rayleigh possesses perhaps one of the highest bounties in One Piece. As we talked about before, the bounty is not always in accordance with the threat of the pirate as an opponent. Most of the time, it is only the degree of his crimes that raises the value of his bounty in berries so high. In Roger's case especially, having the highest bounty so far declared and comparing it to the other Yonkos who had to date, May 2022, the required head for up to almost 5 billion. We can easily say that Rayleigh's value is comparable due to his exacerbated knowledge. We can guess perhaps 3 to 4 billion berries with ease, perhaps getting very close to 5 billion. But this is just a possibility. I mean, well, what do you think? Does Rayleigh really have one of the biggest bounties in One Piece? Let us know what you think, and how much your head should be worth. Well, that's it, my Mugiwara. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all, as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew!